Hello and welcome back to another episode of Podcast 572. As always, I'm your host, Kyle. Just joined by Matt today.
Woohoo!
Dan is out. He will be back with us next time that we record.
Yay.
So I wouldn't say, we won't call it an accident, but I had a mishap this week, which has allowed me to play a lot more Crimson Desert. But to summarize and make it as brief as possible, my wife and I like to go, now that it's nice out, we like to go walk a couple blocks down the way is the next town over. We like to take our dog on Sunday mornings and walk around this park, and then we stop at this coffee shop. We do this probably almost every Sunday when it's nice out, because we can sit outside. Like, you don't want to bring the dog inside, but we can sit outside, whatever, and have breakfast and stuff and do that walk. And there was some uneven sidewalk. I tripped. It wasn't even that bad of a trip. Like, it's my right. This is my right foot that it affects. I have done much more horrific things to this right foot in my life than this. This is not the first time that this has happened with this foot, but and at the time it happened, nothing. It was just kind of like I slightly tripped. I did not actually fully fall over. It just was like a stumble. But it must have bent in a weird way. And it was not an immediate thing, but it was, otherwise the rest of the week I'd go out and walk the dog every day, whatever. It was about Tuesday night. It started to kind of hurt a little bit. And that Tuesday night was the night that we'll talk about it later, but I sat and watched that Ready or Not 2 movie, because I'm like, I'm just going to lay in bed and watch this movie.
Yeah.
And I guess ice my foot. And Wednesday, it got a little bit worse. I still walked on Wednesday, got a little bit worse. Thursday and Friday, it's to the point where it's just throbbing. And I'm like, I can barely put any weight on this foot. I'm like, this is bad. To the point, I think Friday night, we were all ready to set and ready to record Friday night. Came in here. The minute you literally joined, we had tornadoes. We had crazy storms in my area. Last week alone, we had, I think, 3 separate nights. We had tornado sirens going off, but this was the only of these 3 nights. This is the only night where it actually went off on my phone. So like, you joined the session. I was like, all right, whatever. We're getting ready to record. And then my phone goes off with this alert. And I was like, oh, is it really that bad? And I look outside. I'm like, yeah, tonight's probably not a good night to do this.
Yeah.
But so reason why we're recording later, but it is, I've had 3 major pains in my life that have been tremendous pains. I've had, whenever I had my gall stuff, that was horrible pain. Immediately after my hernia surgery, that was really bad. This foot is up there this time. Like, it's bad. Like, I'm almost 40. This thing put me close to tears on Friday. Like, it's bad. So Saturday morning, I wake up, finally tell my wife, like, we were supposed to do other things that morning. I was like, we need to go to the urgent care and have my foot checked. I want to make sure that it's not broken, whatever. So we went to the urgent care. They did an x-ray just to make sure it's not broken. It's not broken. They're saying it's just a muscle sprain, but I will tell you, man, it is horrible. And it's only the back, like, heel area. The front of my foot's perfectly fine. But it is the act of, like, if I were to standing on my tippy toes on that foot, not happening anytime soon. So also, like, it equally sucks because this next weekend I'm supposed to go to that Midwest Gaming Classic in Milwaukee. That's probably not happening at this point, because I'm not going to risk walking 30,000 steps after this. So all that to say, it has given me a lot of time this weekend to play Crimson Desert. It's not much I can do. Like, I've hobbled around my house a little bit, but gave me a real opportunity to really dive into Crimson Desert a lot more than I had. So I'm about 40 hours into the game now. I feel like I've done nothing in the game in 40 hours. I looked up today. I was like, let's look at because I played 40 hours. I've only unlocked 3 trophies in this game. Like, I've done a lot of stuff. And I'm like, boy, the trophies seem like they're kind of crazy in this game. So I looked it up just to see, like, what the average playthrough is, and, like, they're estimating 300 hours to platinum this game.
Jesus, dude.
I looked at that. I saw that number. I said, I don't think that's going to be me.
He's like, nope, I don't think I can put that much time
I'm just going to continue to play the game and enjoy it. And, like, I will say, first of all, I will say right now, this is a front runner for Game of the Year for me, even over Resident Evil. I enjoy it that much. But the other major positive thing I'll say about the game is I think the developers are really responsive. They've already put out 3 patches they basically put out a patch every week since this game's been out. They're readying a new patch this week that's going to add a difficulty slider, amongst other things. I think they're also going to add tabs for items for your inventory. So I think that was the other major thing I saw. But there's a dedicated jump button in the game now. So now you can press square to jump. You don't have to do that weird. You can still do the precision jump. You still hold it and aim it, but you don't have to do that to jump all the time anymore.
That's a smart move.
It plays a lot better. There are parts of it that are wonky. The story's still trash. It's not a good story. I couldn't tell you, it's nonsensical.
This is I think
this is the problem I have with this is a me thing when it comes to story. But I do I've talked to other people that are playing the game and they concur with me. The story is not good, but I'm the demographic for, I love fantasy. I love sci-fi. I do not like when those two things intersect. Keep my sci-fi out of my fantasy and so forth. This game intersects that stuff in a big way. It's really weird. I had a situation yesterday where I was climbing this mountain in this game and I stumbled into this cabin on the side of this mountain. I go into it. There are 4 giant Resident Evil looking tanks of green liquid and then a fucking supercomputer. I sat there and I'm just what is this? What is happening in this game? We're in medieval times, man.
Wow.
What is happening? I have no idea what that is or what's going on with that. So like I said, the story of this game, and every time I've talked about this game, it probably seems like I'm talking the game down. It's I don't think the story is very great. I don't know. I cannot speak or attest to if the rough tutorial of this game has gotten better with the improvements they put out with it. Maybe it has, maybe it hasn't, but it is that kind of game where, sometimes people will tell you the game doesn't really get good until you're X amount of hours into it. And I know for a lot of people, when they hear that, they're not interested.
Well, because I'm honestly if you tell me I have to play 20 hours or 25 hours of a game,
it's not that extreme, but yeah, I get it.
At that point, I'm but if I'm not already into it by hour 2 or hour 3, I don't want to play it anymore. I don't want to be into the game at all. So it's
and for me, it was, I need to just get out of this tutorial because the tutorial is probably the first hour and a half of the game.
Mm.
And once I got out of it and realized how big the world is, and I still can't explore every facet of the world. I will also say, and this is not a hyperbolic statement, this is probably the biggest open world I've ever played in a video game. I have gone on my horse and, rode to the ends of the earth in this game and experienced. Yeah. There's a rainforest in this game. There obviously the game's called Crimson Desert, so there's a desert area.
Of course.
There's a mountain, there's a whole mountain area. Today I was in this what I would call a dank forest area where it is crazy the amount of different biomes and stuff that are in this game.
That's wild.
And it is insanely large. And that's my favorite part. You take out the story, and the way I play this game is very simple. I try to do a story mission or 2, and then I get to a point where I'm just going to go off my horse this way and explore. Maybe I'll find some side quest or something, or try to uncover more of the map.
Yeah.
And that is most of my enjoyment of this game has been doing that.
Mm.
I've ran into crazy shit. There's multiple times I've been back to that forest I told you about with the little kids that are knocking you out with poison darts and dragging you to the edge of the forest. I still don't know what's going on there. I'm sure it comes into play at some point in the story, but I've not gotten to that part yet. My biggest gripe with the game outside of the story is not great are the boss battles can be extremely challenging. It is a high difficulty curve from the main game. You can run through, and the way I play the game, I just run through groups of enemies and I just RKO them now.
Okay.
That is the move in the game, is the RKO, and it is great. It is ridiculous. So the mission I was doing today, there's this giant war going on, and there's all these guard towers. My RKO in this game is so powerful now that when I do it, it will just knock the whole entire guard tower down.
Holy shit!
If I RKO someone. It is ridiculous.
That's fantastic.
And it's ridiculously satisfying.
That's fantastic.
It is. I don't know. Like, I don't know whose idea on that team was like, we should put the fucking RKO in it, but it's a great idea. But it is tremendous in that aspect. How this game has been built out. It's just a tremendous game from that part. The exploration. I think it's the best exploration I've seen in an open world game since like maybe The Witcher, or I like to usually say like Assassin's Creed Odyssey or Red Dead 2. It's that impressive of an open world. And I also still will keep going back to the point that like these guys made their own engine. Like this game's not built in Unreal 5. It's not a Unity game. Like this is its own proprietary engine. I wish the story was a little bit better and I would care more about it. I just don't as I play the game. So that's probably the biggest struggle as I'm playing the game. But I was looking up stuff in the game that you can get crazy mounts. There's like 8 different legendary mounts you can get in this game, like a giant bear, giant wolf and shit you can ride. Like the amount of stuff in this game. And that's the other thing is like, because I think Dan asked it when I first got the game. And I told him like, I'm not far enough in to answer that question at the time, but I could say it now. There is a lot of Zelda Breath of the Wild in this game. Like clearly these people that made this game are a fan of those 2 Zelda games.
Okay.
This game is much more detailed. There's much more going on. Like you're never bored exploring the world. There's always something you're going to fall into, uncover, be like, what the fuck is this now? You know, kind of a thing. Whereas like Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom, I feel like there's a lot of open stuff. There's just nothing to do. Just wander around.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not like that in this game. There's a lot of detail to it. The only other gripe I'll say, like I said, the boss battle difficulty spikes are ridiculous. I was stuck on, I think the name of this guy was the Crow Caller. Okay. I want to say. Awful boss fight. Just, so, and the thing about this game is most boss fights, they have 3 different health bars.
Okay.
And it becomes a slog of, hey, I hope I cooked enough food to make it through this fight. And there have been at least 2 times through the game so far where I've had to give up, go back and cook a bunch of food and then come back to make sure I have enough health. So it's like a high difficulty spike when it comes to boss fights, because otherwise the regular enemies you roll around the world, not nearly as challenging.
Okay.
The only other thing, like today, I was stuck on this mission. Like I said, this big war going on. You're kind of in the middle of it. For whatever reason, this mission is set at nighttime. You have a lantern in the game because the game gets dark as fuck sometimes when it's nighttime. Lantern is disabled during this mission, so it's nighttime. The only light in the game at this point is just fire everywhere. And then because it's fire, they decided to add this ash effect in the air. It is almost impossible to see at this point. I took video of it because whenever I do my review, it'll be in the video. But like, it is ridiculous how hard it was to get through this part of the game just because I can't see anything. And then, as we talked about previously, the QuickTime events need to be fixed. I told you, like, I'm not colorblind, but it is hard to see. Imagine doing that at night, because after 20 hours of this game, they decided in this mission for some reason to bring that back in the form of, oh, these enemies can tackle me now. You better be ready to do this QuickTime event. Oh, you missed it? Well, I guess you're dead. And that was very frustrating. I made it through, but it took me way longer than I would have.
Should have, yeah.
And that's the reason why. So it still has some roughness around the edges, but like, I'm just really enjoying my time with it. And the entire time my wife's sitting here like, you need to go back to High on Life 2. And I'm like, I'd rather play this right now. She wants to talk to me about High on Life 2, man. Like, because she's beating the game. She's like, I want to talk to you about the story and stuff.
Just finish High on Life 2, man. Just do it. I'm not
into that game in the way that you are. Like, but so that's mostly what I've played. And like I said, the last 2 days I've put a ton of time in. I'm about 40 hours in on that game now. Pragmata is the big game that's out this week, and we talked about it like a couple months ago whenever they dropped that demo.
Yeah.
I had played that demo at the time on my PC because I don't think the demo was out on consoles at the time. I think when they originally put the demo, it was a Steam only thing.
I believe so.
I played it on Steam. I did not play it with a controller. I had a lousy time because the controls were shit for a keyboard and mouse.
Yeah.
Now the game came out this week. You got all these 9s and 10s. People praising. I'm like, all right, let's see if I'm wrong. So I downloaded the demo on PlayStation and I played through it again. Immediately had a much better time with controller. I still get the whole sentiment of like, just let me shoot these robots. Like, don't make me do this puzzle. But I will say it clicked for me more. It made a lot more sense with a controller than a keyboard and mouse to do the puzzles. I had a lot more fun with it. So when it is on a sale, I will play it. But when it is on a sale, I'm not paying 60, 70, but whatever the cost of the game is right now.
Yeah, hit me when it's like 15, $10. I might be in on it then.
But I had a much better time. I actually completed that demo. Whereas like there was no way that was happening when I played it the first time. The only other things that I played, I picked up this game on Steam called Sunset Motel, which is another typical one of those Sims, as you would say. This one, you obviously operate a hotel or a motel, I should say. It's a little rough around the edges. I've only played a little bit of it. It was one of those things where like I looked at Retro Rewind. I actually completed that game. I got all the achievements on Steam. Like I actually burned through that game.
Okay.
I will say they are putting out an update later this year that adds Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis games.
Ooh.
They're not really super, like they're knockoff, but
yeah,
that is what they are.
That's
from
still
the
pretty
picture.
Cool. Yeah.
So they are going to update that game with some more stuff. So I will return to it whenever that happens. But you know, I had to get my sim fix on somehow. So this game was on sale. I picked it up. Like I said, I've only played like maybe 2 hours of it. But what I played of it is enjoyable, but it is a little rough. And then the only other thing that I've played, and this was a Steam Deck thing because there have been some nights where I've had to be in bed because of this foot thing. So obviously Slay the Spire 2 is out. And I had originally tried Slay the Spire whenever I want to say I got the game in like a Humble Bundle or something. Like I don't think I paid much for the game. But it's been in my Steam library forever. Yeah. I may have tried it once whenever I originally got it, never went back to it. But I've seen a lot of people playing the new one. And I was like, you know what? I should go back and try that game. And ended up playing like 4 hours of it one night and really enjoyed the first one. So really got into it. It clicked for me. I understood the concepts of what was going on. Very good card battler roguelike game. So definitely worth it. I'm sure the new one's good. I'll pick it up whenever it's on sale.
Yeah.
But I would rather put time into the first one since I never really played it. So,
okay.
And then this week, and this will probably pull me out of Crimson Desert for a little bit, but I think this week on Tuesday, that Vampire Crawlers game is out. The Turbo Wildcard or whatever they call it. Like, I'm super into that game. That demo was great. So I will pick that up and be playing that. That will probably pull me out of Crimson Desert a little bit, but okay. I look forward to playing that. But yeah, otherwise it's probably just I don't know how long this foot thing is going to last, man.
Well, hopefully it's not too much longer, to be honest with you.
If it is so it's my Achilles tendon.
Yeah.
And from what we looked up, it could be 3 to 6 weeks. Which sucks,
man.
It sucks.
Yeah.
So I really hope not. I don't want to be hobbling around for 3 to 6 weeks. I really don't. But that covers what I've been playing. So what have you been playing?
So I am, of course, still playing Arc Raiders. I'm a big fan of the new update, so I've been playing that whenever I get. I play maybe like 1 or 2 matches a night, and that's pretty much it. I did start Clair Obscur.
Okay.
I am not too far into it, but I can say without a doubt the music is fantastic.
It is fantastic.
And has kind of kept me involved in the game itself.
Okay.
So I'm really excited to try and go back to it. So
as you get further in the game, the music will get more outlandish in a good way. Well,
I hope so, because it's already got me in the first.
It is quite a soundtrack.
I think I'm like an hour and a half into it.
And I will say too, like that game, one of the biggest events is at the end of the first. There's 3 acts. One of the biggest things is at the end of the first act. So.
Okay, cool.
Have you gotten to the beach yet?
Yeah, where they got jumped by everything.
Okay. Yeah. That's kind of the first thing where it's like, wow, this game's really fucking serious.
Yeah.
Dark.
Number one, I was like going through the very beginning where he's going through the town and they're holding the festival and all that jazz. And then like the thing turns into 34 to 33.
It's like watching a Thanos snap, basically.
And everybody disappears, and I was like, huh.
It's pretty dark, yeah.
All right, I see where you're going. And then they got to the beach, and I was like, whoa, wait a minute, man. What are we doing here?
Yeah.
But I've enjoyed it so far, so I'm glad I started it.
Great combat.
It's fantastic. Still playing Leaf Blower Company. Actually, the whole family.
Go back to that.
The whole family's in on it right now. My wife's been playing it. My son's been playing it. Like, we all kind of like essentially jump on and like play like one round each, and then just kind of like go about the rest of our day.
Okay.
And then the thing I was really excited to play is I was on Xbox Game Pass for the PC, and Tiny Bookshop jumped on there. Okay. And that's been on my wish list on Steam for quite some time.
Wow. Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? Well, crap. If it's already on Game Pass, let me just go ahead and play it here. That way I don't have to worry about it. And it's good, man. It's I'm not going to say it's like a simulator game because it doesn't feel like a simulator game. It's essentially, you're running your own little bookstore, but you're not like, I don't know. I feel like sim games are a little more in depth. You know what I mean? Like, you can do more. This doesn't feel too much like a sim game because I feel like there's a little more story to it, and I'm not just playing the game to like just play it day by day. You know what I mean? So we'll see how it goes, but I was really excited to see that because I've been wanting to play it, and finally now I have the opportunity to. So I'm going to try and see if I can get through that, and then go from there. But that's really all I've been playing. I did re-download that game, The Finals.
I remember that when it first came out. Yeah.
Yeah. One of our coworkers was talking about it, so I jumped on it with him, and it's a lot more like fast paced than I thought than the last time I played it was.
Okay.
So it's actually kind of a lot of fun. Once you get down like your contestant as far as how you like to play, it'll make it easier for you. But it's really fast paced, and I really enjoy the matchups on it. So that's it though. That's the only thing I've really been playing. So hopefully this next couple of weeks, I can run through some more Clear Obscure, Tiny Bookshop, and then jump back into Towerborn too, because I didn't play any of that the past 2 weeks, and I really like that game too.
Are you going to try this anime GTA free-to-play game that's coming out? NT?
When's that coming out? Hold on.
April 28th.
Is that on Steam?
It's on Steam. It's on everything. It's called NTE Neverness to Everness.
Well, let's check it out.
It's literally like anime. The best way I can describe it is like anime open world GTA. That's kind of getting all the buzz right now. So, in our pre GTA 6 world,
Well, I mean, heck, if it's available, I'll play it. Why not?
It's free to play.
Yeah, if it's free to play.
It kind of reminds me of like some of those other ones like Genshin Impact and
okay, I see what you're saying.
Wuthering Waves, I think was the other big one. But this one's basically a city one though, like GTA. It's got some GTA going on. So
yeah, I mean, I'll give it a shot. I don't see why not.
I think it'll be a big hit at first. We'll see if it has legs though. So. But we can kick over to news. So as far as news goes, somewhat busy. We're still in that pre, like people are gun shy. Like Sony's been talking about doing some sort of state of play, but they haven't announced a date for it yet. At this point, I would imagine they would hold that until June. I don't know why they would do something earlier than that. Maybe they'll do it in May, but I would imagine we'll hear something soon. The bigger one for me would be Nintendo. Like Nintendo needs to do something.
I'm honestly, man, it's insane that there's really nothing happening with that. Like there's just.
Did you see the Costco thing today?
No, I didn't see that.
So Costco has gotten like huge shipments of Switch 2 physical games. And I can't tell you if these are game key card games or not, but They have like Metroid Prime 4. I think that Mario Tennis game, Kirby Air Ride, and there's one other. They're all only $30
Really?
at Costco. Yeah, because I've seen people post pictures of it all day. So I don't have I don't have a Costco membership. B, I don't have a Costco near me. So I can't really go anywhere with my bum leg right now or bum foot if I wanted to. So
my best friend works for Costco, so I'll definitely.
There might be more than those 4 games. There might be more, but those are the 4 that I've seen.
Yeah.
People posting all day about, and it's crazy. So I don't know if those games are game key cards or if they're actually on the cartridge, because that's the big controversy with Switch 2 games. So
that's my only thing is it's like you don't know what they are until you
they tell you on the package, to be fair.
I don't know. I still just hate the idea behind this game keycard bullcrap. But
I do too.
People.
Oh, you know what it is? Pokemon ZA was another one.
Okay. That makes.
But again,
$30.
Like,
I'm still not in on. I would, if I had a Switch 2. I think the only game that would probably interest me might have been Kirby. But
I would probably go for Kirby. Maybe that Pokemon game for $30.
No, man, I'm still not in on it because it looks like such bad. It looks so bad. Like, I just cannot get behind.
True.
I understand that people we talked about this in Link the other day. It's like, I get it. People want to get their Pokemon fix, and I completely understand it. But I just cannot fathom paying $69, $70 for a game that really feel like you could put it on Switch 2 and, say it's an upgrade from Switch 1. But it looks like a game that should have been on the Wii. Like, at this point in time, man, at
this point, it kind of, yeah.
And then people are so stoked about it and they're playing it. And it's just like, I don't know, man. I guess that's the difference between me right now is like Pokemon games haven't really struck a chord in so long. I just don't see the idea behind buying them
I've been turned off. I've been turned off on Pokemon for a while, but I think the last time I tried to get in and have been off of it since was that Arceus one.
I was down.
Just how broken that was.
I was so stoked for Arceus when it dropped. I was like, okay.
Because I thought that was going to be the first time that it seemed like an actual evolution of that franchise.
It looked like it was going to be fantastic. And I played it and I was like, this is utter trash.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't understand why. And it went from like Arceus, like the idea behind Arceus to ZA. And it's like, they just completely went backwards. And then people were so excited for ZA. It's like, why would you be excited for something that's going backwards? But not in like a good way. Like you
pretty much.
I don't. Yeah. I don't know.
Pretty much.
I don't know.
Marathon, which I still predict will be on PlayStation Plus before the end of the year, cost them over $200 million.
Can we just be done with that? Like, goodness gracious, man.
Well, again, Sony had that big free-to-play push.
Yeah.
We'll talk about when we get later in the news here. One of their other free-to-play games we haven't heard about in a while is still apparently exists. So, I don't know if this is still true because this was like a week ago, but they have announced a Graveyard Keeper 2, and to celebrate it, they had the first one for free, completely for free on all the platforms. So it's free on Switch, Xbox, PlayStation, and Steam. I don't know if that's still the case. But Graveyard Keeper is a game that is really cool. I got very into it when it originally came out. It is a game that is incredibly rough around the edges, and you really have to find a guide. At the time it came out, because it was a new thing, there really weren't any guides for the game, so it was kind of a pain in the ass. It's like a morbid Stardew Valley is the best way I can describe it. So it's a pretty cool game. I'm excited to see what they do with the sequel.
It's funny. I bought that game last year or the year before that, and I think I bought all the DLC for it too. So I don't know. I played a little bit of it, but I need to go back to it. I think
it takes a little bit of time to get into it, but like I said, it scratches that Stardew Valley itch, I think.
That makes sense.
But it's kind of a morbid one of those. There was a big major rumor going around. It's already been debunked that Fable was going to be delayed until spring 2027 to get out of the way of GTA 6. in this same rumor, then they were rumoring that GTA 6 might be delayed, but they have since come out and said that no, at this time, the game will not be delayed. Fable is also not going to be delayed as of right now. Which both these games need to come out. We really need to get them out. So, and that kind of leads into the Xbox stuff here. So there's been a lot of crazy Xbox stuff. I'm going to read this email first here, and then we will dive into the Xbox stuff here. If I can find which email it was here. No. Okay. Derek from Seattle, Washington. Howdy, 572. With some of the Xbox rumors swirling this week, do you think there's any truth to them? The price of Game Pass coming down, exclusivity coming back. All this seems like a pipe dream to me. What do you all think? So this week, there were two big things that happened. There are two big kind of rumors going around. First one is that they're considering making the first party games exclusive again. So like Fable, some of those other games, they might become exclusive again. The other rumor, I've seen variations of this rumor, but one of them was that they're talking about lowering the price of Game Pass because it's gotten too much. I don't think that's going to happen. The more tangible one is that they might introduce a new tier of Game Pass that is specifically just Xbox first party games. I could see them doing that.
That'd be interesting.
I don't see them doing a price decrease.
I mean, I feel like if they did decide to like verbally say like they're bringing down the price of it, it would essentially bring people back to it. But
I think you'd have some people come back.
Yeah.
As far as the exclusivity thing go, I mean, we've talked about it a lot on the channel. Like, I still am in the camp of I don't see that happening because they've already opened the floodgate. Like, you can't put toothpaste back in the tube.
Yeah.
And in this case, like, they already have seen the money that they make. Like, have there been some of these Xbox games that have come out on PlayStation and not been successful? Like the Gears remake or remaster, whatever, was not very successful. But a lot of them have been tremendously successful. Forza Horizon, a lot of these things that are pre-orderable right now have been very, very successful on the PlayStation Network on that digital storefront. I do not see them rolling that back to having these games exclusive. It just doesn't make sense for them as a business now.
I understand
that they've
that.
already opened that to then scale back and go, actually, forget it, guys. Come buy our system again. So I know that stuff's going around. I just don't see it. The Gothic remasters, which have been, I feel like they've been talking about these forever. All have release dates. It's kind of weird that they're not coming out on the same day. So I didn't realize they were remastering remake. Are they remasters or remakes? Let's see. What are they technically calling these?
It sounds like remasters.
They seem more like remakes to me, though. So Gothic, they're remaking 3 of them. I thought it was just the first one, but they all have dates now. So the first one is out July 28th. The second one is out September 29th, and the third one will be out November 24th. They'll be out on the consoles and Steam. I played one of these at one point, but it was very rough at the time. But this is like 20 years ago when it originally came out.
I don't think I played any of these games.
We'll see. The Legend of Zelda movie has finished filming. I will say this. I am really surprised that they did not shove some sort of trailer in front of Mario for this movie. Because we're about a year away from it. I think it's next May.
They would, though, because, I mean, yeah, like it would be.
I mean, if they're this close to finishing, they've now finished filming it, they would definitely have footage to throw a trailer together.
I don't even understand why they wouldn't even, like, put him, like, to be honest with you, you could have essentially taken the same shot from, like, Breath of the Wild when he's on that mountaintop, just kind of overlooking everything, just like real life. And you probably would have gotten a lot of people hyped, you know, like at the point you're trying to get hype behind this film. So you need to do something.
It's weird. It's weird to me that they didn't do anything, but, it's finished filming, so we'll see. We'll see. We should see something of it. Maybe this summer we'll finally get a trailer for it.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll throw it in front of the live action Moana.
I don't want to talk about that.
I don't want to see Moana. It looks bad. Apparently, there's a rumor going around that they are doing a prequel to God of War without Kratos. So this prequel you would play, I think it's Freya. I gotta pull it up here. I want to say that's who it was.
Yeah,
Freya.
Oh no, Faye.
Faye, sorry. I keep saying Freya.
Kratos' late partner.
Yeah. In the Norse storyline. She had a bigger role in the last game. My issue with this, and I think I got to be careful how I say this, to not piss. Inevitably, somebody will be pissed off because this is how it always works. When I look at PlayStation and I look at their first party lineup, you have Aloy for Horizon.
Mm-hmm.
You have Ellie for The Last of Us.
Mm-hmm.
Do we really need a third? Do we really need a third female protagonist to kind of take away from that's what it seems like to me here.
Maybe they're aiming, maybe not necessarily that. Maybe they're aiming to, because honestly, I think God of War has reached its peak, to be honest with you.
I didn't care for the last one that much compared to the 2018.
Which is bananas because I was God of War diehard for 1, 2, 3, everything that released on PS3 prior to PS4. And I thoroughly enjoyed all of those games. I really liked it. But the PS4 one when it dropped and then the PS5, they none of them stuck. None of them hit. At least for me. And I feel like this next one, I think I don't know. I think as long as you don't call it God of War something else, like God of War.
They kind of have to though.
To get interest in it. But the thing about it, it's not the same. It's not going to be Kratos. It's not God of War. Because
I think they would probably do something like title a God of War story.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That's what I feel like they would do. Because they still have to fit the words God of War in the title somehow to give people. Because if you just call it something else, your average person isn't going to know. Unless they're really tuned in.
You're right. You're right.
So I don't know. I would think if that's really something that's planned for next year, I would think you'd start hearing about it soon. So
I would hope. Gosh, Lee.
But again, as I said earlier, I feel like we're on the cusp of some sort of Sony state of play. I want to say it was this time last year when we got the one that had Wolverine.
Yeah.
So we have to be close to something. Starfield has not sold very well on PlayStation. It launched on April 7th. They estimate that it has sold around 140,000 copies on the PlayStation Digital Store.
I'm kind of not shocked.
I think this is a case of they waited too long.
I agree. I very much agree.
I don't know why we waited 3 years to port this game to PlayStation when we've been porting other stuff a lot sooner. I think they could have struck while the iron was hot with that game. I have also read that game has a lot of problems on the PlayStation, and I'm not surprised. Historically, Bethesda games have always played worse on PlayStation consoles. That's just going back to Oblivion.
Yeah.
And up. They have patched and gotten better. I remember even Fallout 4 had problems when it launched on the PlayStation. So I'm not surprised about that aspect of it. But again, 140,000 copies. I feel like if you would have put that out even a year prior, it would have been at least double that.
Yeah.
So I just think they waited too long.
I agree.
And I honestly, in 2026, who's talking about Starfield?
Yeah.
And I'm somebody who liked the game. So, I put 90 hours into that game. I really had a good time with it. And I would probably play it again on PlayStation when it's a decent price. Fair Games, as I alluded to earlier, the Fair Games was they opened a state of play. I want to say 2 years ago now, but this is that free to play or not free to play live service PlayStation shooter game.
Oh, okay, yeah.
They apparently are going to be running a closed beta for it soon, so it is not dead. I am surprised that the game still exists because their live service push at Sony seems like it's kind of dead at this point.
I feel like it's bound to be at this point.
So I would think they would cut this game. You see, Sony's been cutting a lot of studios. I mean, they cut Japan Studio, they cut Blue Point, and there was one recent. I think we talked about last week. There was another one they just recently cut. They didn't even have a chance to put their first game out. So, but you're gonna still put this game out? Like, seems crazy. Then our final news article, and like I said, there wasn't a whole lot of news this week, or at least the last 2 weeks. People have done some data mining on Resident Evil 9. It really seems like this free mode is just going to be a new Mercenaries mode. I'm all about it. I will immediately reinstall the game if they put a Mercenaries mode in the game. I would say if I go back to my Xbox 360 days, that was probably the third most played game for me.
Okay.
It was Resident Evil 5 Mercenaries mode. We demolished that mode. Like months and months on end. So online split screen. I look back on it now, and like my buddy and I were talking about recently, like the frame rate had to have been horrendous on that game split screen, but I don't remember. So
I had too much fun.
Had too much fun with it, man. So, but I'd say like up there with like the amount of Halo that we played and Gears, that was probably the third thing. Like I played a shit ton of Mercs mode. Mercenary mode in 6 was okay. They tried to bring it back in 8, but again, I don't like Resident Evil in first person, and it did not work for Mercenaries mode because that's a very fast paced mode.
That makes sense.
So I did not like that in that game at all. So, that concludes news. Like I said, there really wasn't a lot of news. And if I'm being 100% honest, it's probably going to be a shorter podcast this week.
Yeah.
It's just,
sorry, guys.
There hasn't been a lot. Yeah. Like there just hasn't been a lot going on. Game recommendation this week. I'm picking Slay the Spire. Like I said, that one night I sat and got sucked into it for about 4 hours. I had a lot of fun with it. Really clicked for me. I know the new one is out. I know somebody will write in like, you should play the new one or whatever. But I think if you've never played the original, perfect time to get into it. So
there you go.
That's my pick.
I'd say
you, Matt?
My pick is Tiny Bookshop. I think I've really enjoyed what I played of it. I enjoyed the demo when I tried it out too. So yeah, that is my recommendation. And if you got Game Pass, it is free right now. So play it up.
We can kick it over to movies.
Yeah.
A lot more to talk about there.
Yeah.
Is
this a movie podcast? Is that what we went to now?
It's kind of, yeah. Like, I'll leave the two things that you have seen for the end here so we can overlap those.
Yeah, sounds good.
Because we've seen both of or I've seen those as well. We talked about this, but I don't think that we talked about it on the podcast, but we talked a while ago about that 90s No One Would Tell movie. And then I watched it after you watched it. And then we were talking about the newer one that you had watched it. So I finally, one of the nights threw on Tubi and watched the newer one, which is from 2018.
Yeah.
And 100% agree. Like
I told you, it hits so much better. I think
it hits better, and it fixes some major problems with the plot of that original one.
Yeah.
That I didn't think about at the time that much until you brought it up after watching this new one.
Yeah.
Because there is that whole big part in the original one where when finally, and again, spoilers, but who cares? It's a 10-year-old movie at this point.
If you haven't seen it by now,
or the other one's 30 years. Obviously when the abuse gets to the point that this boyfriend kills the girlfriend.
Yeah.
In the original movie, his buddy is in the car and they drive to like this, it's like a park or a lake house or something. And he does what he does there. And it seems like it's really fucking premeditated in that movie. Like he fucking has the wrap there to wrap the body. He's got the cinder block. He's got the boat to go, sink the body in the lake.
Well, and the thing that always threw me off, like I get why the friend didn't say anything originally in the original movie. He had like an allegiance to his friend and whatever, blah, 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 whatever. He comes back to the car and his friend's like, "Where's your girl?" And he's like, "Oh, she walked away." And I'm like, you wouldn't have questioned that? You wouldn't have been like, dude, we're like in the middle of nowhere.
If I remember, they show a shot of him sitting in the car when she screams.
Yeah.
You wouldn't question that?
That's
like
the thing
that was my problem with
off.
the original movie, where it's like you wouldn't question that you heard that?
Yeah, exactly.
That seems crazy.
That's what really threw me off. I was like, that didn't make sense. So like in the new one, when his friend was completely hammered and he's like, "Hey man, where's your girl?" And he's like, "Dude, you're just wasted. You don't know what you're talking about."
Yeah, it
like
works. It makes more sense.
That makes a lot of sense because he's like, "Oh, you're right. I am pretty wasted." And he just goes back to bed. So it's like, I get that. I get the way that happened, and I'm okay with that. The original one, it didn't make any sense to me, and I was like,
It didn't make any sense.
Okay.
And then also, like, I do think they upped the brutality more in the new one than the original one. Like, it like, there's there's some rough parts of it where it's I mean, it's important to show those things for the nature of what the movie is and the message that it's trying to display. Where I feel like the 90s one obviously kind of, it's more of an implied thing sometimes.
Yeah.
With a lot of stuff, whereas it's not as implied in this newer one.
I told you the newer one just hit better. Like, I think it was just an overall better movie. And I was actually, like I said, I was quite shocked because like in the front, it had Shannon Doherty, like it had her picture.
She's not the main.
And I was like, man, is this all going to be about her? Because it wasn't the original one, was it? And it wasn't. And I was like, thank God. Like, I really thought it was going to be about her in this one. So I'm glad they didn't go that route and they went the other way they went. Yeah. Because it's so good. I think it's so good. If you haven't watched it, go watch it.
It's on Tubi.
It's free. Just go watch it. It's a good movie.
Some of the other stuff, I think this was last Saturday. I decided to, my wife went to bed early and I had time. So I was like, I'm going to crack open and watch my 4K copy of Bram Stoker's Dracula from 92. It's a favorite of mine.
Right.
It's easily in my top 10 favorite movies. And it is a fantastic 4K transfer. Mm-hmm. And also, if you have the ability to have Dolby Atmos, they have remastered the sound of this movie in Dolby Atmos. It is a fantastic audio movie as well.
Okay.
I there's nothing negative I can say about that. I think for me, that is my definitive Dracula movie and probably always will be. It's kind of the gold standard that I put everything else up against besides the Bela Lugosi one. But tremendous 4K, like a major upgrade from the Blu-ray. And I didn't realize that Blu-ray was out in 2007. So it's been a while since they've remastered that movie, but tremendous 4K copy. I finished my rewatch of Twin Peaks on Friday. Ooh. I'm completely done with that. And I started today, cracked open the first of Murder, She Wrote.
That's so funny.
So this box set is weird, man. Like so I think each season is 4 discs.
Oh, okay.
So I think there's 4 here. Let's find out. No, there are 5 discs for season 1. So I did not know this. So the very first episode is like an hour and a half. And I thought that was one of the movies because this box set comes with the 12 seasons and then there's 4 movies.
Okay.
I didn't realize I've never seen the movies. I've seen the show. I've seen most of the show, I would say, over the years, but I've never watched movies. All those movies aired after the show. So there's 4 TV movies and they all aired from between 97 and the last one was in 2003.
Oh, damn. I didn't know
they're all TV movies. Yeah. So those were just like special TV movies that were made after the show was ended.
Okay.
So,
okay.
But that's my one a day. That's probably going to take me the rest of the year and into next year. So, but I started that today. Fantastic Blu-ray copy. I will say, like, I think when I watched whatever I was watching on was probably DVD quality. So this is much higher quality. Fantastic though. Oh, the 2 things that you and I have seen, I think the first one we'll talk, this will probably be the bigger of the 2, is the Super Mario Galaxy movie. Mm-hmm. I went and saw it. You've seen it.
Fantastic.
I liked it more than the first one. I know there was a lot of scrutiny around. I think the scrutiny around this movie, especially this time around, even more so, is more of people just hating Chris Pratt. And I'm not going to get into the controversies of Chris Pratt and all that. But what I will say is I feel like between the first movie and this one, he did a better performance in this movie. In the first movie, there are a lot of times where it's like, you kind of just sound like Chris Pratt. It's a lot less in this movie. He really does kind of sound like Mario in it. I can't remember a moment. Like, I can clearly remember watching the first one multiple times where I'm like, it's just Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
I don't remember anything pulling me out of the experience in this new one and going, it's just Chris Pratt playing Mario. I think his performance was much better.
I don't really. All in all, I think both the first and the second one are good movies. I didn't have anything too much to say. The biggest difference I saw in the second one is that people were saying it relies too much on the cameo performance or cameos from everything else to like kind of keep people interested. But like, I didn't feel like that. Like, I felt like each cameo that was there, the biggest cameo, of course, is Star Fox. But I feel like his role was aligned perfectly.
I also don't think I would call his role a cameo. Like, he actually has more of a role in the movie.
Yeah.
Because I expected that as well. When they first introduced his character in the movie, I was like, oh, this will be a quick throwaway scene where he'll be the guy that flies them to this other planet, and that'll be it. But he actually sticks around for the rest of the movie at some capacity. And I'll say that Glenn Powell guy is fantastic as Star Fox. And that was one of the better parts of the movie, because they also do a good job for people that don't really know who Star Fox is. They do a great, like, 30-second animated within this animated movie recap, like it's a Saturday morning cartoon of, hey, here's who Star Fox is. This is where he comes from. Now you know, let's keep going. And I thought that was really well done.
I agree. I didn't have anything negative to say about this movie. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed my time. My kids enjoyed it. It was a good movie. Like, if you didn't like the first one, you're not going to like the second one. But if you enjoyed the first one, you're going to enjoy the second one. I really feel like that. And
my wife brought up the point about when the movie starts. And it's very much like I only ever watched the one trailer they put out and was like, I'll watch this movie. I don't need to see it anymore. For sure. But in that first trailer they put out is basically the first 10 minutes of this movie, where they go to that desert pyramid or whatever, and that's where they find Yoshi. And in this movie, it is literally they just find Yoshi, and he's just immediately a part of the fucking crew. Because my wife made the comment after the movie, is like, when they first did that, I was kind of like, that's kind of weird. But they turn it into a good running joke throughout the movie with Luigi. Mm-hmm. Where he, like, through half the movie, he's just like, oh, I guess he's just here now, you know. And
that's even well like done. With Toad in the Mushroom Kingdom. Toad's like, does the same who's this guy? And why is he with us? Mm-hmm. And it's like, he's just Yoshi. And we're like,
so I thought that actually worked really well.
Yeah.
I had a great time with it, and I thought it was the perfect length. I saw other people complain like the story is too simplistic. I'm like, it's a kid's movie at the end of the day. Well, it doesn't have to be complex.
And the thing about it is, like, it kind of while it is simple, it's in the first movie, Peach already says she wonders where she came from.
Yeah.
So it's carried over from the first movie to the second movie when Peach finds out where she came from. And it's like,
I've seen people bitch about that because it messes up the lore or something. I'll be honest, I didn't play either Galaxy game. So those are in that Wii era, there's a lot of stuff Nintendo I skipped because after 2 years of the waggle, I was like, I'm done with this system.
Dude, to be honest with you, lore or no lore, like, if you really think Rosalina and Peach aren't related on some aspect, you got to be, there's something wrong.
I don't have a problem with it.
I don't, no offense, none of those princesses, none of them did I ever think that they weren't related to some way, because they're princesses. They've got to have some type of tie to each other. Like,
exactly.
It's just stupid. And again, it was a good movie. My kids had fun with it. My kids enjoyed the time with it. And that's really all I cared about was
my barometer for both these movies have been, if it is the type of Mario movie that I would have wanted when I was that age. Because again, remember what Mario movie we got in the 90s?
Yeah.
The fucking Cocaine Dream
live action. 6-foot Goomba dinosaurs. Like, what are you talking about, man?
Dennis Hopper played King Cooper. Like,
come on. Like, seriously.
And I can easily answer with both these movies. Yes, these are what I would have wanted as a kid. Out of a Mario movie.
Hands down.
They look tremendous. They're well done. They're well acted. Nobody phones in their performance and be like, if you hadn't told me that Donald Glover was the voice, is it Donald or it's Donald? I always get Donald and Danny. If you hadn't told me that he was the voice of Yoshi, I would have never guessed it.
Not at all.
Like, that's how good these actors are in these roles in these anime movies. Like, the only one you can really pick out is Jack Black, because he's fucking Jack Black.
Mm-hmm.
But Jack Black is great in my opinion. So, like, he really works as King Koopa. But no, I had a fantastic time with it. I think I gave it a 9. No, I gave it an 8. I think I gave it an 8 like the first one, but I had a great time with it. I thought it was a tremendous movie. I look forward. I imagine they'll make a third one. I mean, they've been successful, so. But I look forward to them doing a third one.
Yeah, I'm down for it.
The other movie that you and I have both seen is Ready or Not 2. Just hit digital.
Yes.
I will say I'm about the same as I was on the first one, where like I actively had a good time watching it. Immediately forgot half of that movie when it was over. The biggest thing I would pull out of this one is I thought Elijah Wood was the best part of it. He played his role to perfection as like the lawyer guy or whatever that was in charge of those families.
I think he did a great job.
He was very good. Like you could tell he was having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I can't tell you if it's like as good or, you know, as bad as the first. Like I think they're about the same for me. Like I had a good time watching it. I will say like the first movie obviously has this outlandish premise. They continue that premise in this movie by there being 4 or 5 different families that are also in line to be in charge. I don't know how you could make a third one of these now that it's over. Because like the end of this movie, the way in which it ends, and I'm not going to spoil how it ends, but it's a pretty definitive end of like, this shit is over. I don't think we're making a third one.
I don't see them being a third movie in any way.
I just don't see a way you could do it. And that would make plausible sense.
And I feel the same way. Like I watched the second one, remembering the I guess I could say the bare necessity of the plot from the first one.
The first one, yeah.
But
it picks up immediately after the first one ended.
But I'm not like it was okay. Like it was just okay for me. Number one, I really love the main character, the girl who plays
actress, Samara Weaving.
I love her so much because she does such a great job in the roles that she does. Mm-hmm. But this movie in particular, while it is good, it's just not like super memorable.
No.
And that really sucks. I forgot
half of it when it was over.
Yeah, that really sucks because I really do enjoy her work. I think she's good at what she does. So like it's frustrating because I feel like the story is just not as good, I guess, as it should be. But while it's not the greatest story, she does a fantastic job. Like she plays that role really well. So it's like, I don't know. I still enjoyed it, even though, like you said, I forgot most of it. I still enjoyed the movie.
I enjoyed it as I watched it. I think it was about the same as the first one. I think I said it was a 7 out of 10. But like, if you were to ask me detailed questions about the movie,
dude, I don't even remember her name. Like that's how bad.
I don't remember her character's name either.
I don't remember her character's name, but I do enjoy her character. That's the crazy part about it. Like it's just weird.
Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird I don't know. I thought overall, I thought it was fine.
Yeah, same.
So we'll see. I don't even know like what would be hitting digital soon now. Like what I obviously we were talking about before we started recording. Like we both want to see this new Mummy movie.
Oh yeah.
Lee Cronin's Mummy. Well, I feel like that movie is gonna do okay. Like for a horror movie, because budgets aren't very high for horror movies, so they break even all the time. I feel like it'll do okay in the box office, but they'll throw it out on digital in 2 weeks. So
yeah, I feel like. I feel like that movie will probably peak. What is it? Scream 7 is probably going to hit digital soon.
I think it is already on digital.
Is it already out on
Scream
digital?
7? Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is on video on demand right now. Yeah, I feel like there's really nothing else that's like going to be out.
Nothing I can think of right now that's jumping out at me. Like I'm sure there will be something. I will say, did you see? I forgot about this. I didn't put this in here. Did you see the trailer for? Focker-in-Law?
Yeah, I saw it.
I will say I laughed at the trailer because so I love the original Meet the Parents. I actually apparently my wife hates Meet the Parents. She will never watch it again. She does not like that they turned Ben Stiller into like a pathetic character, and she doesn't think that's funny. I don't know. She went on a long tangent the other day because I dared mention I laughed at the Focker-in-Law trailer.
How dare you?
I love the original Meet the Parents. Did not care for either of the sequels.
Wow.
That being said, I found myself laughing quite a bit at this trailer. So I don't know. Like I wouldn't go to the theater. I would watch it on digital, but I thought it actually looked okay.
Yeah, same. I don't think there's any part of me that's like super excited for that movie.
I was mostly happy to see Owen Wilson doing something.
Yeah.
So that was probably my big takeaway from the trailer. Like, oh, Owen Wilson, I wish he did more these days. Like,
Yeah.
but I walked away from that trailer laughing more than I thought I would, and was like, it's been long enough that you could probably do another one of those at this, because like at some point, like how old is Robert De Niro now? He's in his 80s, right? So like he's got to be like mid 80s.
Well, let's check.
He looks pretty decent in this movie. I'll say
82.
that. Like for himself, he looks pretty good in this movie, health wise.
He looks fine.
Yeah, I was surprised I laughed as much as I did at the trailer. It was like, well, when it's out digitally or whatever, I'll watch it. But
yeah, I just don't. There's definitely nothing that
I remember. Like I said, I love the original movie. I think it's a classic of that era. The second one, I remember like, we're starting to recycle some of the same jokes. I remember absolutely hating the third one. So, and then it's been 15 years. So
I feel the same way. I just, I'm not too in on it. And I don't think there's anything about it that's like
crazy.
Yeah, nothing. First Meet the Parents was good. Everything else was kind of hit or miss and just kind of like, meh.
But that was kind of in that era when all those guys were making a bunch of those comedies.
Exactly.
Ben Stiller, Owen Wilson, Vince Vaughn, Will Ferrell. And they all just kept making like, there's so many of those from that, like I'd say like 99 to like 2008 era where they just cranked out so many of those things.
Yeah.
Like, I remember the other day, remember the Starsky and Hutch movie?
I do remember the Starsky and Hutch movie.
I just...
You know a movie that might be dropping soon? Pinocchio Unstrung.
Oh, yeah.
It's supposed the release date of it was actually last week, April 11th. So
that might be up on digital pretty fast.
Man, if that's out, I'm going to be so excited because that's the one I've been looking forward to, man. Speaking of, I was looking and I saw 2 Aladdin movies just released. I'm going to have to end up watching those too.
Are those built into that universe?
I don't think so, but I'm interested. I'm interested, man.
Boy.
I don't know what I'm doing to myself, but I'm going to work through it somehow.
Is there anything else you watched outside of those?
Yeah, I did watch this new show called On Call. It's on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
So it follows a new rookie cop and of course his like trainer. So the best way I can describe it is it feels like The Rookie in the original first season. Like it really feels like it's kind of gritty to that point. Both of the main characters aren't people I've seen on anything else. So it was actually really cool because like they're not known, I guess you could say.
Yeah, it could be like one of their first things.
Yeah. It's 8 episodes long so far. I think I just hit episode 8 right now.
Okay.
But I saw a clip. What really got me is I saw a clip of it on TikTok and I was like, interesting. I definitely want to see what that's about. And so far, I've been really enjoying it. So like, I think if you have Amazon Prime and you enjoyed the first season of The Rookie, you should give it a shot.
Apparently the main guy that's on this show was some sort of person that was on all those Chicago shows, like Chicago PD, Chicago Med, Chicago Fire.
Oh, okay.
So
well, good
that's
to know.
what that person's known for. I never got into those.
I tried the other day because I like the fact that all 3 of those kind of intertwine with each other.
It's like Law and Order. I think they're all Dick Wolf shows.
Yeah, and I've seen.
Pretty sure.
You know what? That makes a lot of sense because On Call is a Dick Wolf show.
Is it really?
Yeah,
okay. That makes me a little more interested.
Yeah, it's really good though.
Okay.
But yeah, it's because I like Chicago, and I think what I might end up doing is maybe watching because I tried to watch I think Chicago PD first. But I think I need to watch Chicago Med because that's the one that's really kind of like struck me as interesting out of all of them. And if maybe I can get into that, it kind of intertwine me into the other 2. But I like the way that those shows kind of mesh together as consistently as they do. So I need to try to give them a shot. But yeah, On Call, Dick Wolf, if I remember correctly, show. So I think you might like it.
That reminds me when I was looking up the watch order for Murder, She Wrote. Apparently there is one episode of this show that crossed over with Magnum PI.
Shit.
That I'm like, well, I don't have that show, so I guess I'll just be blind on that episode when I get to it.
Yeah.
It's like midway through.
Yeah, that's all you need, man. You don't need to watch Magnum PI. You're okay.
Pretty much. I didn't put it in here or anything, but did you see they canceled that Law and Order organized crime show?
Thank God.
I mean, I knew that the final nail in the coffin for that show was when they moved it to Peacock, and then they tried to advertise it as like, oh, it's exclusive on Peacock. They dropped the F word now.
I'm sorry. I was like, I don't like Stabler. I didn't care for. He is.
Do you think they roll him back to SVU, or do you think they just
not? Dear God, I hope not. Just get rid of his character.
I've not watched anything past season 24 of SVU. That's where I was like, I need a break from this for a while.
So I will say, I still watch it. I still watch all the seasons, and number one, it's still shocking that they're still doing the show and that it hasn't gotten.
They've renewed that show through season 28.
I know, which is crazy. I told somebody else earlier because one of my friends posted that she was like, Law and Order, organized crime is being done with. It's going away. And I was like, thank God. Like Stabler's character is so bad. He's what really kills me in the very beginning episodes, like seasons of Law and Order, because dude,
they always do a crossover.
What he runs into the building like he's fucking like two-shot Magoo, you know what I mean? Like I cannot stand it. Like it's like for number one to be a detective and then number two to be a detective for sex crimes. Why are you running into buildings like you know where everything's gonna be? I cannot stand his character with a passion. So like when he left, I was like, thank God. Like give me somebody else. Like, and I know they've like Law and Order has gone through, like, ever since he's left, they've gone through a lot of
people. Yeah.
And I think the crew that they essentially have now is a decent one. It's just like, please don't bring him back. It's not needed. Like his character is no longer needed. If they want to do anything, hook up Stabler and Benson finally. Let Stabler kind of make an appearance occasionally, like when she's like at home or some shit like that.
Yeah.
But don't bring him back. If they bring him back, I'll be done. I won't watch it again because I just can't, like, just for the life of me, I cannot absolutely stand his character. So we'll see what happens. But I did see that got canceled. And I don't know. I just think the whole show centered around him was a bad idea.
Well, again, I told you it was telling when they were like, we're moving this exclusively to Peacock.
Oh, cool. You get to say the fuck word. Do you think I really give a shit? Like, I say that word every day.
And they didn't even advertise it that way. Like I said, it was just like, I watched whatever that first season they put on Peacock, and they started dropping, that word. And I'm like, that's it. Like that's how we're going to make this gritty now.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
We can kick over to emails.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Got a couple. Jared from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Hey guys, really appreciated the conversation you guys had about Pokemon cards last week. I know that's not really the point of your podcast, but I think what you said about it needs to be said. And you had a lot of good tips for people and kids, especially that just want to play the game and don't care so much about the collecting aspect, at least at the ridiculous levels people are taking it to these days. Well,
I just cannot absolutely stand it. Like, and ironically, that something happened to me today. Like, I've been looking for the Ascended Heroes packs.
Okay.
It's the pack that dropped, I think, before the Perfect Order one that just came out. And I haven't opened anything from that in that set. And I was telling my wife about that. I was like, if I can find some, I really want to, because they have some really cool card designs. I don't really give a shit about finding all the Charizards and reselling all of them. Like, I don't care about that shit. Yeah. There's specific cards I want to find because the art design of them looks nice and they look cool. But like, I saw some guy, because I follow a lot of Pokemon groups in the area, and I saw a guy posting that he had like tins for sale. Now, these tins, when they dropped MSRP, is like $10, and he was selling it for 15. So I was like, you know what? That's not absolutely killer. I'll go ahead and see if I could buy a pack from him. That way I can at least put some to my back stock for my kids when they do like when we have birthdays and stuff like that. I give them packs of cards to open, or if they have had a good, good grades, I give them packs to open. I messaged him, I'm like, yo, man, I'm interested. He told me the price. I said, all right, that's fine. I'll meet up with you tomorrow. I don't have anything happening. Messages me like 10 minutes after we've had this discussion and goes, hey, man, they've all been sold. I'm like, what the fuck, dog? Like, we just talked about this shit. Like, you telling me you just sold everything to somebody else? And I was like pissed because I was like, that's ridiculous, man. Like, it's so annoying. Like, I just keep seeing people selling cards all day long. It's like reseller. It's like, dude, just fucking stop. Like, it's not been exciting. And I feel like the most recent drop, the Perfect Order, has been good because a lot of people have been trying to offload their sets for that.
I see. Okay.
But it's still like, man, just if you're not going to buy or collect or play the card game, just stop it. Like,
yeah.
I don't know, man. People are crazy about it. And it's like resellers just get worse and worse as like, the problem is though, the biggest problem is we've got to stop buying from these scalpers. Like, I know it sucks, and we had this full depth conversation last time about it. But like, I know it absolutely sucks that you can't find Pokemon cards, but you have got to stop paying into these scalpers' prices to want to open
crazy outlandish ones. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I don't care if you got to Costco before me and you bought this thing for $89. I refuse to pay $150 just because you got there before me. Like, just
dumb.
Forget it. I don't even want it anymore. Like, and I've done it before where I've like bought multiple things, and then like I've had friends message me and they've been like, hey, did you ever get anything? I'm like, yeah, I'll sell it to you for what I bought it for, because I know you're a collector and you're not here to scalp anybody. So like, just come get it and just give me the money for it, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's utter trash. I just can't stand scalpers. And then I follow a lot of sites online where people talk about PSA and scalpers, and it's more angering at that point. Like, I'll verbally say this, and I've been saying it on every other post I see. People, stop using PSA to grade your cards. They are absolute, complete and utter trash. Like, don't waste your money.
When people do that to comic books or video games.
Like, if you want to grade it, I'm totally okay with it. But like, you should. The thing that pisses me off about PSA in general is like, they don't explain to you why your card got a 7 versus a 10. And like, I feel like personally, if I'm paying you,
it just seems like a scam.
It is. It's a fucking scam. It's ridiculous, and it's ridiculous that people keep giving money to this conglomerate. And it's like, it's so annoying, man. Like, I just can't stand it. But all in all, man, I hope that was helpful, Jared.
Next email we have comes to us from Charlie from Canton, Ohio. Hi, 572 crew. I'm curious what upcoming games you're excited about in 2026. It seems like most people would answer this question simply with GTA 6, but I want to see what you guys come up with. Thanks. I mean, I'm not going to answer GTA 6 because honestly, I'm more cautiously optimistic about that game than I am excited at this point. I would say, excuse me there. I would say, I'm going to put a really weird and odd one out that people aren't going to be maybe even know about, but there is a game coming out. I think it's planned this summer for Steam and will come out a little bit later, maybe this fall on the consoles, but it is essentially a spiritual successor to Bully called Agefield. It looks great. It just looks like a modern Bully game. You should look it up if you've never seen it. You can probably find the Steam page for it.
Oh yeah, I just saw it. Agefield High,
Agefield High. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Really excited for that, but I'm a massive Bully fan. I have I have 1,000 in platinum that game.
So, I can see what you're saying. Yeah, it does.
It's essentially a spiritual successor to it because Rockstar's never going to make Bully 2.
Never.
I'm really excited for that. That's high on my list for something that's like basically an indie game.
Mm-hmm.
I am very excited for this Lego Batman game that's coming out in May.
Okay.
Simply because it seems like it's the Lego Batman game meets Arkham.
Mm-hmm.
And we haven't had a good, obviously, they made that terrible Suicide Squad game. I'm sure they probably are going back to the well, making a new Batman game now. It seems like what they're going to do to salvage that company. But I do know that they did actually get some of the people that worked on the previous Arkham games to help with the combat of this Lego game. Like, it really looks like an Arkham game.
Okay.
They just put out that trailer where they put absolute Batman into that game, which I think is cool.
Nice.
It's just a suit, but it's still a cool thing to see. I think that game is going to be really good. That's out in May. Dan is more excited about this game than I would say I am, but I am also cautiously optimistic about Bond.
Yeah.
That's out in May. I'm on the fence on if I'm going to pull the trigger on Bond immediately or if I'm going to wait a little bit to see if it goes on sale. I know he'll pick it up right away, but he's a huge Bond fan. I am a tempered Bond fan. I hated that last movie, so like absolutely with the passion. But I would like that game to be good, and I think that in the hands of the Hitman developers, I think that game does look very good. But I'm more curious of like how long is the game, how much replayability does it really have. So I'm curious how that game, when that game comes out, how it's going to fit into the landscape of things.
That makes sense.
Also, I'd put on that list, and I would also temper it with cautiously optimistic, but I really want to play this new Fable game. I really hope that it turns out. I really hope that it's a return to that franchise and that they're able to bring it back. Whereas, like, I would tell you, I will play it, but I'm not very excited for the Halo Combat Evolved remake again because, we're doing that again. I am excited to see more of Gears of War Emergence Day when they show that the Xbox thing. I love Gears of War. I really like the last one for the most part, and I'm interested in revisiting those characters.
Okay.
In a prequel. I think that's the right. It's weird to me that Gears 5 ends on it ends on a choice cliffhanger, which they're going to have to pick one of those two choices to continue that story.
Yeah.
Because essentially you pick which character dies. And it's weird to me that after such a massive decision for that franchise, their next thing is, well, let's make a prequel instead. But I'm excited to see more of that game. I would also say when it is on sale, I'm interested in Forza Horizon 6. I will not get that day one. I'm waiting for it to come to PlayStation, which it will later this year.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much like, I'm sure there's probably, obviously I'm an idiot. The biggest one for me this year by far, I don't know why it literally only came into my mind right now because of the sign right behind me, Castlevania. I mean, I literally just named my new cat after the character that is in that game. So the interesting thing about that, I don't know if I may have talked about this when they announced this game. The character you play as in this game is Sonia Belmont. It's the name I just named my new cat, Sonia. That character was originally supposed to be the main character of the Dreamcast game that never came out. So that character has never actually been in a Castlevania game. So this will be the first time that she's in a Castlevania game, and it's set in the right part of the timeline. The timeline for Castlevania is fucking crazy, so I won't get into that. But that would probably be my number one most anticipated game this year. Is Castlevania. What is that game called? Curse of Belmont, I think is what the name of it was. It's a shame I don't.
Belmont's Curse.
Belmont's Curse. They just put out a new trailer with some more gameplay footage of it.
Okay.
And again, if you ever played Dead Cells, it's from the people that made Dead Cells, and I think that's the perfect fit for making a 2D Castlevania game. I'm also excited because they did say at that beginning of the year, this is the 40th anniversary of Castlevania, they would have more things to announce this year. So I'm curious to see if they announce something that's a larger scope game outside of a 2D game. I'm also interested to see if they announce another anime for Netflix, because The first series was 4 seasons. This second series, well, it still says on IMDb it's not completed. They could make another season. It ended in such a way where it could be done. Like they don't need to make another season. It's like one of those weird kind of endings. So I'd be curious to see if they were to continue or move to the next thing. The next thing would be Symphony of the Night storyline. Okay. And I would really like to see them do an anime based upon that. So
that'd be good.
We'll see. But Belmont's Curse, Castlevania, that would be my most anticipated game. They have not set a release date. It's later this year. I feel like that's probably, if you're me, I'd put that game out in October.
Yeah.
So, but they might put it out sooner. We'll see. It does really look like that game is pretty polished. So from what I've seen. So what about you, Matt?
So for me, I think the game that's number one highlighted on mine is Onimusha. I've looked.
It's out next month, isn't it?
No, actually, I was looking into it. The release date I saw was someone said July, and then another person said December. So I'm not 100% certain when it's scheduled for release, because when I go to Capcom and check Capcom, it just says releases in 2026. So I have no idea what happened to the original release date being in May and why it dropped out.
It originally was May.
It was originally like May, like near the end of May, and I was stoked for it, but.
Because if you just look it up on PSN here, it just says available 2026.
So I digress, but that will be, if it drops in 2026, that's the game I'm most excited for. Second to that one would be that game that I can't remember the name of it. The one that the Tenchu creators.
Tenchu people. Yeah,
I really am stoked to see what that's about. Another one that I didn't think about, and I was like scrolling through the list of games that are scheduled to drop this year, and it's kind of reminded me that Hellraiser game. I'm interested to see what that's about. I actually am
very interested to see that. That looked fucking crazy.
Yeah. For me, I don't really care about Grand Theft Auto 6 because there's just too much behind it. Like, there's too much confusion about what's happening. It's too massive
that it'll never live up to the hype.
Exactly.
It's at that point now. I will play it like most people. I will buy it and play it, but I am just more at the point of being cautiously optimistic that I am like, oh, I'm excited for a new GTA game. Like, I'm more in the line on that game of like, what is a new GTA game in 2026 at this point? Like,
what's it about?
So, like, what's it about? What are they going to try to tell as far as the story goes? Like, we know very little about it from the 2 trailers they put out, but I will play it.
Yeah.
It's not high on my list. It's just kind of more of like, oh, that's that event that's happening, so I will get it when it comes out.
Yeah, same here. But that's for me, I think that's where I'm at.
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same here. Next email we have comes to us from Claire from Rio Rancho, New Mexico. Hey guys, love when you all talk about movies, especially horror movies. Are you all excited about any of the horror movies coming out in May? There's Hokum, Obsession, Passenger, in the Backrooms, and I think they all look outstanding. There's a horror movie coming out every weekend in May.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And the crazy thing is all the ones she's listed are all interesting.
They all look good to like each one of them. Like, I think that Hokum movie looks really interesting with I always forget that dude's name. The guy from The Office, Adam Scott. Obsession looks pretty crazy. Did you watch the trailer for that Passenger movie? That pretty creepy too. That looks pretty good. And then I think the Backrooms looks good for what they're doing.
And the other one that came out, Insidious, I'm actually interested to see where that runs to.
I should have mentioned that when we were talking movies. That new Insidious movie, like, I'm interested because they're doing something different.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not just, Patrick Wilson's story again, like, they're actually going in a different direction. I thought the teeth thing at the beginning was fucking crazy.
Agreed.
It was good. So that looks cool too. I think that's out in August.
Yeah.
I think I was telling you before the show started, if you go and see The Mummy, they're playing the Evil Dead Burn trailer in front of it. So I found a bootleg of it on the internet. It looks awesome. So I am very excited for a new Evil Dead movie. I love the last one. So
yeah, the last one was so good.
So good. So, and this one looks just as good. The only reason I was telling you, the only reason I found out, like, obviously CinemaCon is going on this week. Or this past week. So there's a lot of trailers that have been shown. Like, they've shown a new Avengers trailer. They've shown like big things that just aren't on the internet yet. Mm-hmm. But I saw people taking screenshots online of this house, that apparently this house is in the Ash vs. Evil Dead show, but this house is also the house that this new movie is based in. And I was like, where are people getting this picture of this house? And that's when I went and I was just like, I'll go on YouTube. Somebody probably put this up, and I found the trailer. So it's a very good trailer.
Okay.
So excited for that. It's out in July. So I would say I will watch all 4 of these movies. Like, I don't think I'll necessarily go to the theater, but I will watch all 4 of them.
There's a new, I think it comes out this year. I want to say I saw something about it, but the South Korean guy who did Train to Busan has another movie coming out called Colony that's supposed to be dropping in 2026.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. So it's supposed to come out in 2026. I don't think it actually has an actual date of release, but that's actually on my radar too, because Train to Busan was such a good one. If you haven't watched that, give it a shot. But this one, the trailer for this looks insane, like insane. So I'm really stoked to see what that's about too.
I will say I wouldn't really call it a horror movie, but they did put up the very brief teaser for Godzilla Minus Zero. Also looks tremendous. That I will go see in the theater. So that shot of him meeting up with the Statue of Liberty, like I was not expecting them to bring that over here. So I'm excited that it's a direct sequel to the last one, because the story of those characters was so fascinating.
So good.
It's like the best story that's been put in a Godzilla movie, where like you got to a point where like the story of those characters was almost more interesting than Godzilla.
Yeah.
Like it just was what a wild movie. I saw it like 4 times. So very excited to see.
Something else I just looked up because I was interested to see if anything was coming out about it. Terrifier 4.
I don't think that's going to hit this year though. I did read today or yesterday. I was yesterday because we were out at breakfast. That guy is going to film this one on 35 millimeter film instead of digital camera, which is crazy, because the thing I said to my wife when we watched the third movie was the thing that impressed me about that movie the most, compared to all 3 of them, is how that movie is filmed in a way where it really feels like it was dropped out of the 80s. Mm-hmm. Like minus, there's probably a shot of a cell phone at some point in that movie, but it really feels like it has that feel of like, if you told me this was made in the 80s, I'd believe you.
Yeah, for sure.
But I guess I thought at the time that I said that those were made on film, and they're not. They were made on digital. So it'll be very interesting to see this last one.
Yeah.
But it's going to be the last one. They're going to throw all the money to make this last one. And that's fine. Did you see that dude propose to his girlfriend in his Art the Clown outfit?
Oh, I did not. I'll have to go look that up.
Yeah, you should look that up. It's pretty good.
That's too funny.
Which is weird because he speaks in his Art the Clown. Like, that's the only time I've ever seen the dude speak as Art the Clown.
Yeah.
But it's pretty funny. It's pretty good.
Okay.
You should look that up. Our last email comes to us from Grady from Cincinnati, Ohio. Howdy, dudes. I'm sure you guys are asked this from time to time, but any chance the retro bubble bursts anytime soon? The rising prices of gas, groceries, and basic essentials, I would think we would start to see some of these insane prices finally fall. I love to get back to collecting Dreamcast.
Grady, you're out of your mind. In fact, the prices are going to increase because now people are going to have to pay more to get through gas and food and essentials.
Yeah. And I agree with you on that. And I think that's the reason why the prices are high. I was looking at my collection today because I was getting sad because I'm probably not going to be going to that convention next weekend because of my foot. But I was looking through my top most expensive games that I own. And I was surprised. And this is the point of this story in the retro bubble. I was surprised to see in the top 20 expensive games that I have, the PS2 version of the 2004 Punisher game is over $100 now. It's $118.
Yeah.
But I also own the game on the Xbox, and it's only $60 for the Xbox version.
That's crazy.
Which is crazy because I would think that version would be more because there'd be less copies of it than the PS2 version. It has to be the popularity of the character right now, with the show. But I saw that and was just like, man. I read this email and then I saw that and that was the first thing I thought. I'm like, no, man, with the prices of all this stuff rising, that means people are going to sell this stuff higher to have a livable lifestyle.
Yeah. And I hate that. That really sucks. But yeah, that's got to be it.
I'll be 100% on, like, and obviously I'm not going to like Vinci anymore. I only pulled out $200 cash for it.
Yeah.
That's what I did last year.
I don't know,
because
man.
I went in with this mindset of like, I'm not going to spend more than $25 on something. I'm not going to throw it all into one big expensive thing that, hey, cool, it's on my shelf.
I feel like the same way. Like, and that's where I kind of got into. That's where I kind of stopped collecting games as much as anymore. Like, if I go to yard sales and I go to like estate sales, I ask them if they have any, because if I do run across like a big lot, I will snag it if it's for a reasonable price. But I've got to the point now where it's like I essentially have everything I think I'd want in my collection, and I'm not here trying to like master set Super Nintendo games.
I'm not either.
So like at this point in time, I'm okay. Like if I go to a convention and I see a game that's like, you know, $10-15 and it's one that's like piqued my interest, I'll do it. Like the other day I went to this antique store. And maybe it was like a couple months ago. It was a couple months ago. I went to this antique store and they had a game I've never played, but it was a copy on the Wii U, still sealed. And she wanted like $15 for it. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to snag this. And the gameplay looks interesting and I've read some stuff on it. I still haven't opened it or anything like that, but
What is it?
Oh man, hold on. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
Okay. Yeah. Like, I'm in the same boat with the retro stuff. Like, I have very specific games that I would like to get for my collection. I'm still missing. Like, I still need Super Castlevania 4, or not Super Castlevania 4, not that one, Dracula X. That's the big one that's eluded me. I've got not one, but 2 times I've gotten counterfeit copies of that game. So that game has now gotten to the point for me though where it's like I don't want to spend the money because it's too ridiculous of a price, and I've already been burned 2 other times. Yeah, so
it's like,
but it's just specific things now. Like even when I was putting this list together in my head to go to this convention that I'm now no longer probably going to, I was looking through like 360 stuff, and I'm like, there's really not much left that I don't already have that I would want for that platform. Like he says in the email here, I would love to collect Dreamcast. That is my number one thing right now. Where like, if it was 10 years ago when those games are all like $20 a piece, I would be all in. But it's ridiculous.
Well, and it's funny that you mentioned that because, like, you know, when we have Ryan on the show, I think one of the times I spoke to him, I was like, hey, you know, because he was always like, you know, is there anything you need? And I was like, dude, if you ever want to part with your Dreamcast stuff, I really would like it. And he was like, are you sure? I was like, yeah, I'd be down for that. So, like, I bought his entire Dreamcast collection when he decided to finally sell that.
Oh, did you really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, and he didn't have nothing. The craziest thing he had was Skies of Arcadia.
Okay.
And I went ahead and snagged
probably
it.
The biggest one, yeah.
Yeah, it is the biggest one. It's like $145 right now if I decided to sell it. But like I got Virtual Tennis and NFL 2K from him and stuff like that. So like it's not.
This would be fun to go back to today, though.
Yeah, it's not like really anything crazy, but like I went to one of those conventions and I was able to trade one of the games I didn't really play for Alone in the Dark on Dreamcast. So I went ahead and snagged that because I was like, that's a really cool one to have.
It is.
And then, so like, I think even if retro collecting dies down to a point, I think I'm just cool. Like, I don't think there's anything crazy or chaotic I really need to find. And the downfall is, man, people find a game nowadays and they think it's worth like $1 billion. And it's like, yeah, it's not, it's really not. And with like counterfeit games and like reproduction, like repro cards, you have to be cautious because like you can spend your money on something you think has some age to it and open it up and it's a repro, you know what I mean? And it's like, ugh, like
that was the second Dracula X copy.
Yeah. But I did find it. So the game that I found was Rhodia.
Okay. I have heard of that game. Okay.
And the
funny thing is that was the one I thought of when he said, I'm like, I wonder if it's that. I couldn't think of the name of it.
Well, and the cool thing about it is there's like a bonus game inside of it and I still haven't opened it. And I'm like,
It's pretty cool.
should I? What do I do with it? Kind of thing. So, as much as I'd love for the retro bubble to burst, I don't think it's going to anytime soon. I feel like it hit hard and it's going to continue to stay where it's at because people think a Mario game is worth $40, and it's really not.
There's so many copies of that. It's like Tetris.
It's so many. So I think the last game I actually actively was hunting down and I found was Splatterhouse for the 360.
360? That's probably pretty hard to find now. And I have that.
It was the same one where I found your Perfect Dark.
Okay.
It was the same booth that I was at because at the time I was talking to him about that, I was talking to him about that deal too. And that was the only, because I really number one, I haven't ever played a Splatterhouse game. And so I knew they had dropped one on 360 and had gotten mixed reviews, I think.
Yeah, it's
I was like, you know what? I'm going to find this copy and I'm just going to get it because if I do want to play it, I'll have it. And I think that was the last active game I was hunting down and I found it. And now I'm done. I'm good. There's nothing really, anything I really want or need.
I don't know. I feel like for me, my hobbies, I'll get lukewarm on something and then hot on something else. Like right now, I've gotten back into not the collecting aspect, but back into at least reading comics.
Yeah.
That's been kind of the big one. Absolute Batman brought me back in, but more now that I go into the store, I think it was a week ago. Was it last? I think it was last Saturday because I thought that the new Absolute Batman had come out, but it was this past Wednesday. But when I went in this time, I was like, oh, they're rebooting the Daredevil comic at #1. I guess I should probably try that. It's that kind of thing. So I'm back in on the reading aspect of that.
And for me, right now, I don't play games as often as I'd like to, and I'm actually just actively trying to play new age stuff, so I'm not really into anything older anymore. But me and my wife have actively been buying Lego for the past year and a half. Mm-hmm. And I've told myself I really need to start building some of these because number one, I've always been a fan of Lego and I just don't buy a lot. But I just built, I don't know if you can see it, but
you probably could see it when we put the version of this up, but I can't see it right now. But
yeah, so you know what? I can grab it real quick because it's not too high up. But I just got done with this thing.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Last night. And it took me maybe 45 to an hour to put it together. And I was like, you know what? I think this is my new thing. I think this is actively what I'm going to start working on is actually start building some of these Lego sets that I have because number one, I love the intricate detail of some of this. Some of these are just so cool and so good. And I keep buying them and I just need to actually just put my time into them.
My wife and I have a bad habit of next to that coffee shop that we go to, there's like I told you, it's a board game / Magic the Gathering / Pokemon, one of those types of stores. Yeah. But we have a bad habit of buying board games and just not playing them. So we need to start busting some of those out. For a while, we were doing a thing where we would go once a month and visit my parents and we would play some of them. But a lot of the stuff that we buy, not stuff that's going to be interested to them, there's Dungeons and Dragons types games. There's, that kind of stuff is going to be lost on them.
Yeah.
But we really should start. I've watched this shelf we have upstairs just get fuller and fuller of this stuff. And I feel like every time we go into that store, we always walk out with something, so we really should start playing some of those. And looking at those and stuff. That's our big vice is we'll go and oh, this looks pretty cool. We should probably buy this.
And I've stopped right now. I think the biggest thing I'm on is Pokemon cards, and and it's just really because I'm hunting down the ones that I find are cute or I really like. So I think right now that's my big obsession, but I'm also not going out and spending thousands of dollars on Pokemon cards.
No.
I refuse to do that too.
I wouldn't do that either.
Yeah, it's just, back to the retro thing. If you really are waiting for it to crash, it's not going to.
I don't think it ever will fully crash. Whereas I think the modern video game landscape will crash. I don't think the retro part will ever.
And I feel like collapse. If you really want to continue, like if you want to continue collecting on it, you're still going to just have to grind like you want to, as far as like yard sales, estate sales, Goodwills, antique malls, outlet thing.
And the other thing I'd say to that too is like if it becomes the reality that these next systems, PS6, whatever the new Xbox is called, are systems that are over $1,000, it's only going to drive the old stuff up even higher. Like even the current stuff you are playing will be higher priced. It will be valuable a lot longer because people are not going to immediately jump to the next thing.
Mario 1 is about to become like $85.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, I feel the same way. Like I think honestly the newer market's going to help boost sales up of the original ones. You just have to
Agreed.
Like we said last week, you're just going to have to grind. If you want to find stuff, you're going to have to go to conventions and talk down people and just kind of like, it's hard though, because like everybody thinks what they have is a rare commodity of something else. And it's just
100%.
Like, it's like, oh man, stop. Another thing you can do is try to find someone who's selling their stuff in like a bulk. Like, when I was hitting it hard and I was looking at things, I was buying bulk from people, even if I knew what was in it. I have so many copies of Modern Warfare for the 360. I could literally probably play one new disc every single day for an entire year because
you kept wallpaper the room you're in.
I probably could with it and not even think twice about it. But I mean, like that's what one of the costs is. Like you're going to get those games like that in a bulk deal. But guess what?
Agreed.
In getting the multiple Call of Duty Black Ops or Modern Warfare, I also found, the Spider-Man games that were really interesting back in the day. So it's like, you're going to have to even though pick and choose is probably like what you would like to do, sometimes you're just going to have to like not and just get what you can get when you can get it. I don't know. I mean, I'd love for the retro bubble to burst so I can buy some stuff that, maybe that little Samson game that I really would like to have a physical copy of instead of always having a digital copy of it. But guess what? Not going to happen. Never going to happen. So.
Well, even like last year when we went to that convention, some of the cooler stuff I bought, like the Castlevania sign behind me, for example. That was one of the cooler things I bought. It's not a video game, you know? So,
well, and that's the thing about it. Like sometimes it's not about the video game. Sometimes it's just about the other stuff you can find that, reminds you of good times that you had and stuff like, a sign or like a picture or like, a 3D printed Mario figure, you know what I mean? Like it sometimes like when I've gone to conventions recently, I haven't even bought like the thing I went there about. Like you said, you went and got that Castlevania sign. I think one of the last gaming conventions I went to, I bought coasters, dog. Like, but they were really cool coasters.
I had this one too. That was a keychain, but the keychain part broke pretty fast. So it's just been sitting over here, but.
Yeah. I mean, I bought coasters because I thought they were really awesome and my wife really liked them too. So, I mean, like it's whatever at this point in time. That's how I feel. Collect what you want to collect. If you can find it at a great price, just get it. And
the one when we went to it last year, my wife bought, I don't even think she's seen this movie. She bought a life-size version of one of the critters from Critters, the movie. Yeah, exactly. So it's just like, you find all sorts of crazy shit at those conventions.
Yeah, man. Like, and the last convention I went to was a card show. And, I ended up walking away with a lot of cards that I was looking for to put in my binder and stuff like that. But like, I also found like a lot of fan made stuff, like fan made cards and art design. And some of them are really freaking cool. And I know they're not like, like license and shit like that. But guess what? I don't give a fuck. They're really cool. Like, you know, like they look really good. So it's like, sometimes it's not about, you know, whatever was like, you know, published by the actual big company. You know, maybe you find just shit that's really cool and you just want to get it for yourself. I don't know, man. The world is going to hell in a handbasket. So whatever you find and you enjoy, just fucking get it and enjoy it. Like that's how I feel about it, man.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
That concludes our emails. As always, send your emails into podcast572@gmail.com. Otherwise, we'll be back in another 2 weeks for another edition of the podcast. Thank you for listening or watching.
Be safe.